Humber went through a procurement exercise and was great delight in awarding the contract, and we took over services here up in Whitby on the 1st of March this year. Humber's vision up here is to retain all the services that we currently have. If anything, what we would like to do is enhance and develop these services. So part of our ethos is actually to develop community services that enables Whitby people to remain in Whitby and get care as close to home as possible, and only then go through to your acute hospital or to a specialist provider if we aren't able to deliver the services. Which means here in Whitby we need to start to work with the staff and the local GPs and the community to understand the services, how they currently existed. We've spent quite a lot of the time in these early months really trying to get a feel of what's good, what's bad, what will make a difference, what will make life easier for staff, what will make life easier for patients, and then start so we can build on the things that are working well and then really start to tackle some of the issues and concerns that either the patients or the staff have raised with us.
One example is multidisciplinary team working on the wards. So what we've done is introduced a weekly team meeting where all the professionals come together with the patient at the centre, planning their stay in hospital and also planning their discharge home in a timely fashion so people go home as soon as they possibly can. So for patients it's about the whole of the team coming together with the patient and having a plan, so everybody's working to that same plan, and it's about what the patient wants to happen and what they need to happen to go back home. So there shouldn't be any repetition.
One of the things that came across was, I was thinking you hear quite a lot from patients and the public, is that they're fed up of repeating their story and that they talk to one practitioner and they don't know that you're from a entirely different organisation or even the same organisation, and why do I have to tell my story again, and why do you not have my records? Being able to meet care that then is individual and right for them.
We had a patient who was in an acute bed in Scarborough who end of life with heart failure, who wanted to come home to die with his family in his own home. So with the services of the heart failure nurse, who is community-based, the district nursing service and the therapists, we were able to put a whole care package at home for him. He had agency care for his personal care, but we provided symptom control under the guidance of the GPs and also the heart failure nurse, who gave expert advice on managing his heart failure. The therapy teams were in looking at adaptations so he could manage at home, how they could keep his mobility, the best way to handle him and to keep him comfortable. And the end product was that this man ended his days in his own home where he wanted to be. If the service had not been in place, it would have been very difficult. In fact, it wouldn't have happened, because without all those services, his prime carer was his elderly wife, and that just would not have happened now, because she could not have coped with the amount of care that needed to be done, plus the symptom control needed that expertise, that expert care. It was a win-win. The hospital were able to offer a bed to somebody who needed that acute bed, and the patient was able to come home and to die in his own home with his family around him. Because part of the role of care for patients at home is actually caring for the whole family, because without the family, it doesn't succeed. You need to look after the family and the carers as much as the patient. It's a whole package.
One of the things we'd like to do is really look at how we can start to care for people more closer to home, particularly working with the community teams, so bringing together the district nursing, the community physiotherapists, the community occupational therapists, so they can start to care for people in their own home and wrap care around them to enable them to stay close to home. People function better by getting back to their home environment as soon as possible, and we feel that if we can care for people at home in their home environment with their loved ones with them, we will get better outcomes for the patients. and start to fit that into the journey. So actually then if we can't support with you in your home, do we step you up and bring you into one of the community hospital, into a bed here where our team can then support you, and hopefully the therapist can come in, do some rehabilitation, and hopefully then get you back to where you want to get back to, into your home.